welcome back, Mike. We are about to have a treat from South America, Latin America rather. Guatemala is producing rock stars, man.
Really?
Rock stars.
Wow.
And I ran into a guy in Nashville, and I had to get him on the show. We listened to music together, and I said, now this kid's got the it. Now let's find out if he's got the people around him to take him to where we've been, right?
Right,
Let's see what's going on. But I was fascinated with him, even trying to come to America and sing in English when he's, obviously, Latin born. Good looking guy, man. So we're gonna look ugly for this guy.
I need to hang with him then. I need good looking guys.
Rommel, come on in, man. Come on in.
To get a girlfriend.
How you doing, man?
How are you, bro?
How you doing?
Good.
Pleasure.
ROMMEL.
I'm so happy that you're having me.
Absolutely,
thank
man.
you for coming.
And, we appreciate it, and we had to know. I mean, what the journey was like. I mean, obviously, give us some backdrop. Guatemala to Nashville. What the fuck is that all about?
It's such a trip, man. It's such a trip. How I can start this? So I met.
Talk into your mic for me, please.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I met Miss Georgia from the 80s. I'm not gonna say names because you never know.
One of the 10.
Yeah. So she came to meet me to Guatemala. So we had like a beautiful trip together, like getting to know each other and everything. And like for me, being like a rock star in Guatemala, making English music is such a like, what the fuck,
Really?
This guy is crazy. Why in English, And I don't know. It just comes out like that,
So you just, I mean, it's like anything, you feel it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just. But my question is, why English when you could have stayed in the Latin? Is it just because it just breaks you away from the rest of the pack? I mean, it seems like you have a package. I mean, you're a good-looking kid. I've seen your
Thank you, bro.
Your music. We're gonna play a video on the show. Let people watch your video. But I was impressed with your, being a former rock singer. You've heard my music.
You are amazing.
Well, I thank you. And at the end of the day, I was so intrigued because not a lot of kids would go through what you're doing. They would, but they wouldn't be accomplishing who it is you said you were working with.
Yeah.
In Guatemala, how long did you have to put in there before you were ready to come to the U.S. and record?
So, okay, so first of all, I'm going to answer the question of why, like, English. So, my dad introduced me to rock music when I was, like, very young, like maybe 3 years old, like that's the music that he listened all the time. So I was laying in bed with him watching MTV, and it was Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I want to be like him, like that.
Axl Rose.
That stage present, all that kind of stuff. I was like, I want to be that, So I think because of that, I wanted to be in this industry, in the English industry. And kind of crazy, but yeah. But my producer is such a genius, man. Like, he make all the arrangement of every song that I have. And it's pretty cool, like, because he's like a big fan of Radiohead. Coldplay, like a lot of music that we kind of like shared together, and I think was like, okay, I think this is cool, I think sounds different, like I have an accent, but it's not like a bad accent when I'm singing. Right. It's not that strong.
Well, you're legible. I could understand every word out of your mouth, and I don't speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't speak Portuguese. I don't speak any language.
Yeah.
I barely speak English. So, but go ahead.
No. It's look, when I'm trying to write in Spanish, it's kind of like super weird. It's another trip.
So you come from a Spanish country. You saw Guns N' Roses video with your dad at 3 years old. And is that how you learned English? Listening to English music, rock?
Because school.
Okay,
Actually,
school.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
But I've been such a bad student, man. Like, No.
So it was music. Tell the truth, it was music.
Yeah,
when
it
you
was
learned
music,
song.
man. Like I was such a bad student. Yeah, the worst um, uh, grades. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's cool.
How do you know? How long did you work with producers in your country versus before you came to the U.S. again?
so when I came here, I didn't work with a producer. Like all the songs that I had was produced in Guatemala.
Yeah.
So this guy just mixed Warren Riker and Grammy winner. So he introduced me with Howie Weinberg. After that, with to the master, and I was so grateful, man. Like, just life is like putting me in. Look at this, like that right, man. Together, I felt like it's something
It was
here.
awesome. And so when you go back home today, when we
No, I'm going to Las Vegas.
I meant from Las Vegas. I knew you were going when you leave Las Vegas, are you going back home? Is
Yeah.
what I meant to ask. And how long would it be before you get back?
Man, I hope I can come back very soon, man. I fall in love too, like with a girl, and
Ah,
Oh, you gotta go back. A visa.
he's
kind
in
of
love
thing,
with
right?
somebody in
I
Nashville.
need
got a
a
country
physical
girl?
love, you know.
Yeah.
You found a country girl, or is that what it is, or what?
No, she's a photographer.
Ah, well, they're tricky. You know that.
No,
So my
it's
question
complicated,
is,
yeah.
and I always ask people this because it's intriguing to me because I was born and raised in the United States. You come from a country not too far away, you know, at least same kind of continent, you know, continent or two away. But what was your first perception of America when you got here compared to the way you were raised? What was it? Yeah, what was your perception?
I went to senior year in California
Okay. Oh, okay.
for 4 months.
Okay.
So
Come out of time warp.
the experience, man, I fall in love with California. Like I was feeling very, you know, like being in Guatemala. I love Guatemala, and I feel like now my people, you know, it's my people. But before I was feeling so like out of it, you know, like I'm the black sheep, you know, like I'm super far away from the society, you know. I don't belong here, you know. So when I was like in California, it was such a beautiful time, like getting to know more about myself, you know. I think everybody has like every culture inside, you know. You just need to like
I agree with that.
I like that.
I agree.
meet that, you know.
I agree with that.
Just got to convince everybody that it's okay to feel that way and at least understand.
Yeah.
I love differences. Every time I meet anybody, because I know they're different. To me, I love differences. I wasn't like that when I was younger, but as an adult, differences to me is the coolest thing in the world because I want to know about
I'm the same
Guatemala.
way, man.
It's so cool.
When people run away from culture and, you know, I think that what they do is they negate their self of just a greater understanding of the human and being the same.
Yeah.
You know, and
We are the same. Yeah.
I've dated women from all over the world. I've had friends from all over the world, and I've been knocked for not doing anything but that. But I tell people I'm fascinated with culture. I love cultural people,
Yeah.
especially cultural women
Oh,
who,
yeah.
you know, I grew up around white girls all my life, black girls all my life, but the Latins and the Europeans and
Israel
even the
girls.
Indians, Israelis, the Indian women are beautiful, Thai women are beautiful, but it's not the beauty that I'm talking about,
Yeah.
physicality. When I found beauty in that culture, it was because of the innocence I still found
Yeah.
in a lot of those countries that aren't America. I hate to say it that way. But I was fascinated on how simple their expectations were compared to the American girls that I had been with. And I think that you being the type of character you are in the U.S., being from another culture is an enhancement to your product
Yeah.
because that's how they really react in today's U.S. diversified world.
Yeah.
You know, they want to find that hook like that Guatemalan who sits there and he's hanging upside down in his rock video and he's making the girls go crazy. You know, I was very saddened by, you know, people who never really understood that that's the whole beauty in what it is you create about yourself is that differential. You know, what is it about you that's different that it should be bullied or mocked?
Mm-hmm.
It should be appreciated, learned, and respected.
Yeah.
You know, so I hope that, you know, all the music that you do here in the U.S. gets the respect that it deserves.
Thank you.
And where would people go to find your information? If you could just let them know on Facebook or whatever you want, your website, whatever you may want to share with these guys today.
So
Check you out.
you can find me on any music platform as Rommel Noguera, like
How you spell it?
ROMMELNOGUERA. It's kind of weird, I know, but I think I'm having a car here, so probably you can see like in the camera how.
We'll have it put on.
Look at that.
Wow. I have a quick question for you. Anyone that was born outside of the United States and has a different experience than I have. I'm just curious because I've never been to your country before, you know, and I don't really know a lot about your culture. I mean, I've had your food before, but most people, moms and dads, they just kind of want to live and try to have stuff in the world. Yes or no? I mean, nobody wants nothing. I mean, as your parents, they didn't want you to like just finish school, maybe be something in life.
Oh,
is that like a universal thing? Make sure that you're fed, that you're warm, and that you're loved. Is that like? Did you recognize that or see that in your culture?
no. So there's no that support in artistic like stuffs, you know. My parents support me a lot right now, like more than ever. But at the beginning was like a crazy thing, you know, like oh my God. So
I say we take a sample. Let's pause and just see what it sounds like.
I gotta get you off my mind. You're so loud, and I couldn't stop. The dirty words out of your mouth, until fantasies play out tonight. Our bodies turn into water. Everything slips. You know how to play. Your body's talking to mine, and it feels like we're wild animals screaming, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know I was going to catch him on that. That's why I did that.
I love it.
But that was awesome, man. If you can't feel your own music, nobody else is going to.
oh man,
it, right?
I
mean,
feel it because it's real.
I think only Miss Unique is my only critique in my music. You know, so she just it's probably a little too hardcore for her, but
Right.
you know, the single that we just listened to, is that your first single?
No. That's that unreleased single. It's coming very soon.
I knew that, but I didn't know that. That's why I only played a snippet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what did you record before this song, and how did that fare out?
I
with the
have
fans?
already 6 songs on Spotify. My first song was released in 2019, and the songs that are already on Spotify is gonna have another like quality sound for the album. So right now in 2022, I just released 2 singles: Wild Animals and Eat the World. This is the 3rd single.
Correct.
That is
I
coming.
like Wild Animals too, man.
Oh, you just saw the video?
Is that the one you were hanging upside down in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome, and it was full of energy and
Full of energy, yeah.
I'm like, I knew it because you know I've been known. What you didn't know is that you know we produced a new duo of the year. We had a lot of success in music, as we talked about. So even Larry Blackman, some of the other guys that are going to be on the show that I worked with in the past, I've always had a knack for at least identifying real, true artists, right? And I just want to appreciate you for coming in today before you go back to
I'm
Vegas.
so fucking happy about this, you know. Thank you so much. Like,
absolutely, man.
It means the world to me. I was like, okay, last night, man, wow. I had a concert in my garage to say goodbye. Wow. No.
That's a man cave.
How free is the program? How free is the program
Free
to
as
talk
you want it to
about
be, man.
whatever? Like,
Yeah,
there's
as long as it's not too vulgar. I mean, as long as you didn't
Like-
kill somebody or get anything that's gonna get us
No
in trouble for
conspiracies. I don't
conspiracy.
wanna be-
No conspiracies.
I took mushrooms like last night, like playing,
Yeah.
and man,
Great night.
wow, we went to yoga like almost naked to the grass, like feeling just wow. It was such a
You know, it's funny
emotional-
you said that because that's one of the therapies that they're finding success with in reversing a lot of negative things with the mind. You know, depression and
it's unbelievable.
it's unbelievable. I mean, because I'm not that guy. I mean, back in the day, we used to go get shrooms, make tea, you know, like every teenager did,
fun.
right? Have fun. But I only did it one time because the tree was talking to me, okay? And it told me to fuck you, turn around. And I said, okay, you add me at hello.
I just have a quick question. Do you write your own music?
Yeah,
Good. And when do you anticipate the album to come out?
I hope
6 months, a year?
like May 11th.
Okay.
Hope so.
2022.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's an album of 8 songs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think
That's a
it's
full album then.
yeah. It's I'm very excited. You know, it's been
I'm glad because, you know, one of the trends in America, is, and I don't know if it is around the world, but, you know, vinyl is coming back in a little bit. And I keep looking at it, and I told people, I said, people want to feel it.
feel it. Yeah.
They want to read it. They want to collect it. And my biggest question to everybody out there is, you know, what happens when the lights go out? You know, everybody's got everything that they own, every piece of legacy, pictures, music.
Legacy.
It's all in the cloud.
Yeah.
But what if the cloud disappeared? So albums, to me, is one of the few things that can be left behind that has and that's the real music any damn way.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine, you know, I was shocked in the very beginning of my music career to find out iTunes was streaming at 28K. That's not even music. That's just noise.
Yeah.
And that made sense to me because when I heard something mastered for the first time and it was just that's how music should be heard. So, are you planning on doing an album or special edition or something?
I want to. Yeah. You know, I want to like.
At least for those that want it.
Yeah, it's about the fans. You know, I think.
It seems like everybody's signing those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they really want is they want that
because of the
collective.
legacy.
And that's what they said. You know, when we were part of Universal back in the day, I remember they spent $2 million really surveying what people would buy. And that's when back, you know, you could still go to Walmart and get CDs, right? And and what they found out is people buy those type of collectibles 10 times greater than any other form of music.
Oh yeah.
And it's because they want to hold and
Something
feel
physical.
it. Correct. And so
Because it makes you feel so.
yeah, I just want an album to sign. Okay, let's
It's
just
like-
get to the shit. Okay.
My favorite album is Dark Side of the Moon
Oh,
by
that's
Pink
crazy.
Floyd.
Yeah, of course.
And having the triangle with the rainbow, like reading the lyrics, like with the design of, like, I think it's a whole experience. It's just not about just music. I think music makes you feel connected with all your senses. So you imagine and everything. You are very imaginary.
Music has saved my life.
Imaginative.
Imaginative. Oh fuck!
How you spell
I
it?
fucked up.
That's what how you spell it?
Okay, then I'll fuck up. You don't have to spell nothing. But I agree. Music is for the soul. It's actually saved my life. It's actually got me through some very, very, very deep times in my life. Without music, I wouldn't be here. And I like classic rock. Love it because I kind of grew up on that. You know, I'm in my 50s, so I just love old music. But I like R&B and Motown. I just love a lot of music.
I tell you, man, as we wrap this first one up, I was trying to find something, but I couldn't find it earlier, and I don't think I'm going to find it now. But I want to thank everybody, you know, basically for starting this off the way we have. And I appreciate you coming by.
Man,
and,
thank you so
I
much.
know you got to get to the airport to head to Vegas. How long are you going to be in Vegas, by the way?
3 nights.
3 nights.
I'm going to Utah first and then Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Utah,
Yeah.
Salt Lake.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful place.
Yeah, man.
I went there one time and was like, I thought it was an alien outpost, but it was the cleanest city with no sirens I've ever seen out of all the cities I've been in. I was like, wow, it's like a place that I would go write a book and have good food and write a book and be able to think and have good musa.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The view is unbelievable, man. Like,
Unbelievable.
the mountain with the snow, like, wow, it's amazing.
I've been there once, and I can tell you I still like it, and I would always go back. Like I said, when I write another book, I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
Guys,
It's very magical, man.
it's been a pleasure.
But man, thank you so much. I appreciate
you.
it.
Travel
And
safe.
I wish you the best with this program.
Thank you, man. I
And
appreciate
so
it. And
let's
we're
rock and
gonna-
roll.
We're going to keep rocking it. And, you know, right now you're watching OG and the G.
OG and the G.
Let's play the rap song. I like this beat, man. That's an intro.
Hey, it's OG and the G. Welcome back, you guys. I'm here with Vinny Ribas from Indie Connect. It's an independent musician management company, correct?
That works.
Okay, cool. So at the end of the day, Vinny has like the coolest thing for anybody and everybody that has a dream or a goal to be in the industry, in the music industry. And Vinny, I want you to explain to these guys exactly this cool thing that you guys are up to.
Sure. Well, I'm 67. I've been in the industry since I was 7. So I have been around it for a long time, and I've seen a lot happen in the industry, of course. But I've also coached about 1,000 artists in that time, in the last 20 years or so. And they all have the same challenges. They all have the same questions. And there is no central resource, no central library to go to for that. And, you know, if you're a doctor, you've got a medical library that you can go to. If you're a lawyer, you've got a law library. But in the music industry, it's hit and miss. You're going to go to YouTube. You're going to try to find something. You're going to have to fight through sales pitches. You're going to have to fight through videos that are old and the information's outdated. You might go look for articles and stuff, but you run into the same situation. Legal things change fast. Everything changes fast in this industry. And so I decided that we needed to have some kind of a central hub where you can go and get up-to-date information, always kept accurate. Every 6 months we go back and revamp it. So what we're doing is basically I've been lucky enough to have a large network of people in the industry, pretty high level in the industry, because I ran networking events for a long time. And because of that, I was able to tap into them. And so we're videotaping over, well, it'll be about 200 different industry professionals and successful artists, and asking them all of these questions. You know, it's everything from how do I protect my band name, or how do I get my songs into a film or TV, or you know, do I need a band contract? Is this a good management contract? What do I look for?
The A through Z's of anyone that wants to dream or wants to be an artist.
Everyone's got the same questions and the same concerns and the same challenges. So we're going to answer those questions, but we're also going to shine a light on all the different ways that artists get ripped off. All the scams.
That's big.
It's amazing how the industry this is what they all want to be involved in, because you mention the scams, and I just get, well, when I do that, put it on LinkedIn or something, I get flooded with people that are saying, this is what happened to me, this is what happened to me, over and over again. Wow. So we're going to shine a light on it. So we've got a series. Right now there's 65 topics in it, and it's like before you sign a management deal, before you book your producer, before you hire somebody to pitch you to labels, before you hire somebody to playlist, to try to get you on playlists. And it's amazing when you do the research and you talk to people, the clever ways that people scam people. It's scary. Yeah. It's scary. And they're just preying on egos. You know, people, they have the easy egos. You're making promises, and
And everybody wants it. They don't know. See, the key
Absolutely.
is they don't know. So when someone tells them something sweet, you know, and they're credible and believable in their own ways, because that's what scam people do, you know, then they get got not knowing. So you're just going to just filter through it and say, hey, these are all the things you look for, and these are all the things you do if you see it.
Right. It's going to be basically, before you make any move in the industry, check out the video that's related to that.
Right.
Before you pay someone to record a demo, you know, whatever it is,
whatever scam.
all the major steps that are there, and then it's going to be, this is what a legit one looks like. This is, you know, a person or a company, and this is what a scammer will probably say. This is the terminology they use.
Right.
This is where you're going to find them.
Wow.
If they're reaching out to you, then it's probably a scam, because managers don't advertise for managers that, you know, I mean, there's just different things that we can do to identify, just help people identify
Big time help.
when it's bad.
Because think about it, you work your butt off, you have these dreams, and what blows my mind, it's like almost tricking a kid, because most of the people are young people, I'm sure, and it's like you're tricking them. They're putting their heart, their soul. They probably moved to Nashville hoping that you're that person, gave up their job, quit school early, left their family, whatever it is. Just it's like exploding a dream with a nuclear bomb.
Right.
It's the worst thing. You make it into a nightmare. Your dream becomes a nightmare overnight because someone lied and tricked you. Wow.
And what people don't realize is what's really at risk.
Right.
Because they could lose everything from their reputation to their, obviously they could lose money, they could lose a lot of time, but they could lose their copyrights, and people will try to steal that, you know, all their intellectual property. And sometimes it's in the most simple ways, like a producer that slips a clause into his production agreement, or doesn't have a production agreement.
Right.
You don't have an agreement up front, and then they're saying, oh, well, I own, you know, a portion of your masters and I need copyright credits, or you're not going to get your masters, and you don't have any recourse.
So let me just ask you this, because you know what? I mean, I'm not saying this is all the way across the board, because I have not been in the music industry. I don't know much. You don't want to hear me sing, I promise. But
I'm the same way.
But my point is, what is my point? I had a point that just left. Scamming is it happens a lot, is what you're saying. So you're creating a bridge between someone that doesn't know and the vultures on the other end, and they can determine if they want to cross that bridge. You're going to alleviate a lot of problems, save some dreams, save some heartbreak. What? How did you come up with that? I mean, what made you, after all these years being in the industry, how did the light bulb come off? Just come on.
It's mainly because I've just talked to so many people that have had these challenges. And I'll just give you an example. So I run a company called Indie Connect, and it's artist management and consulting. So like I said, I've consulted over 1,000 artists. So I've heard a lot of these stories. But we started out as a networking organization. Okay. And when we first started, within the first couple of months, I had 6 different networking meetings going on in Nashville every single week.
Okay.
All around. So I had all these people coming in, and they were major label artists. They were everybody. And I had guest experts coming in, and they were coming out of the woodwork from the industry to come and speak at these meetings. It was amazing. It's how I built my network. Okay. But one of the first things that happened was I had a young lady who was introduced to me by a friend. He had talked her into moving to Nashville. Okay. She was 18 years old. And the first week that she got here, she was offered 2 management contracts, and neither of the people had even heard her.
Wow. And
if you read the agreements, it was just so bad. It would have destroyed them completely, would have tied her up for years and years. And she was really excited about it. Wow, this is going to be easy.
Wow.
You know,
so sad.
And I'll give you one more example. I had a couple that came to one of my first meetings, and they had just gotten married, just moved to Nashville. They met somebody who said, we can record a 5-song EP for you, and it'll only cost you $25,000, which is way more than it should have. Wow. Way, like 5 times more than it should have at least. And not only that, but they charged them the $25,000, and the producer who sold them on this, he's the one that went and got the songs. And in copyright law, the person who owns the song has the right to say who's going to record the song first. Yeah. Well, one of the songs hadn't been cleared. Wow. So she recorded these songs. She put out she had 1,000 CDs, but one of the songs she didn't have the right to do. Ooh. So she was out to 25,000 on credit cards. She's 21 years old, just married, and somebody is, living it up on taking advantage of this couple. So that's the kind of stuff
so you
that
hear
I
this
hear
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Actually, we're in Nashville now, and Nashville is the music's epicenter of the United States of America, probably the world. So you're not going to be well liked because by the scammers, because you know what, you're educating now. You're putting something that doesn't exist, like you said, medical. I mean, the law library, whatever it is, you can go find references, case law, medical stuff, and you're not going to be well liked. Does that disturb you? Does that scare you? Or do you feel great that you're going to be able to stop all this robbery, this trickery, and this lying happening to these poor young people or older people that want to get into the music industry?
Right. Obviously, I feel great about it. Unfortunately, not everybody will use our service.
Right.
The whole scam part is going to be free.
Right. Okay.
So there'll be a membership to see all the how-to videos and stuff like that. It's going to be really nominal, but I've got to pay my, everything from the videographer to the editors to I want to pay the speakers and everything. But the whole idea of the scams, that's just, it's so rampant. And
it's because you're just making it free.
It's got to be free.
Wow.
Everybody's got to know.
Wow.
So yeah, we're gonna make some enemies, and we're gonna make some enemies out of people who have a really good heart. They don't even know that they're scamming people because they don't know how it's supposed to work.
Wow.
So it's going to be an education, and we're going to be pointing out this is what you look for the scam, but this is what you look for to know that somebody's legitimate. So, we'll make really good friends out of the people who are legitimate. And if I got a choice between who I want to be friends with, I want to be matched with the people that were legitimate.
And it's kind of sad, and it's almost like a lot of us do, most of us in this country, and I can say that because it's kind of like if you don't know your rights, you don't have any rights. If you don't know how to navigate this system, you're not gonna navigate this system.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. And like I said, you can go to YouTube and you can go all these different places. You're going to get a variety of different information. You don't know which ones are real, which ones are right, which ones are sales pitches, it's just crazy. It's an arcane system, if that's the right word, archaic system. And there just is no, even if you go to Belmont University or something and you get your degree, you're learning all the basics, but you're not learning the practical things.
In the field, and that's fact.
Right. And so if I can alleviate the challenge of learning all the basics, then when they go into the practical side of it, it'll be a piece of cake because we'll be covering some things that relate to that too.
And you're given, 60 years of experience, 60 years of story, listening to the stories, seeing the stories, bailing people out, helping people, whether it's in with a shoulder or a dinner, just say it's going to be okay. So how do people find Indie Connect? How do they find your new service? When is your new service coming out?
Okay, let me clarify one thing.
Yes.
I am not the expert in this.
Yeah.
I'm helping to generate the questions.
Gotcha.
But that's why we're interviewing hundreds of industry professionals because, a lot of these things I need an attorney to talk to. I need somebody from a record label who knows exactly how it's supposed to work and how it's not supposed to work. Producers, the same thing. So I don't want to be the expert. I'm just kind of helping to shape the curriculum, but I'm not going to be, it's not me in my 60 years.
Aggregating all the right information from the right professionals to have it in one good place so if anybody wants it, they can use it.
Right. Good. Very, very searchable. 10-minute videos. Maybe there's 3 in a segment or something, but it'll be short, easy to navigate. You'll be able to put in there, how do I do this? How do I do that? And here it comes.
A nice roadmap, a good roadmap if you choose to have a good roadmap.
And then we're also doing a couple of hundred videos on all the different careers in the music industry because people don't understand all the different ways that you can be involved in the industry.
Okay.
And I don't even know all the different, I've never been on in an orchestra, big orchestra, and there's a whole bunch of people that are working there.
Right.
And, we're going to expose all of those, not in a bad way. We're going to, these are all the different opportunities that are out there. So it's going to be very comprehensive.
The do's and don'ts, if you remember when we were younger, the Mr. Yuck guy, stay away from the Mr. Yuck.
Absolutely.
So again, tell me when it's going to be available and how will they be able to find it?
Okay, so the website, the company's called Cartney, the program is. And so it's CARTNE, like Paul McCartney, but I can't,
Right, I hear you.
that's
a
just the easy
reference.
way to remember it.
Gotcha.
But so it's Cartney.com. You can see what we're doing. You can sign up for the mailing list so that you're kept abreast of what we're doing. We do have a Kickstarter campaign going right now, but probably by the time this airs, that might be gone. I don't know. But the bottom line is that if you are part of that, if you're on the newsletter, even now, even before we launch, which will probably launch completely in June, you're going to be getting information. You're going to be getting tips and resources and clips from the videos that we record and all of that, leading up to it. So it's definitely worthwhile.
Well, I appreciate your time. I'm glad that somebody's standing up for the small guy. I'm glad that somebody realizes that dreams are real. People still have them, and they're still fighting for them. And we do know there's a lot of dream crushers, a lot of haters, as we'd call them in today's world. I want everybody to thank Mr. Vinny Rivas and Indie Connect and the good stuff that he's trying to do for all you young and up-and-coming artists. Again, say it again, it has nothing to do with Mr. Paul McCartney, but that's the best way to remember.
It's just Cartney.
Cartney.
CARTNE.
Okay, good. All right. I appreciate your time, and thank you for helping the small guy.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. OG and the G podcast will be coming back with some really good stuff in the music industry, so stay tuned.